There's just one final thing I want to do with the shaders. Just in this body here, just to bring out the color there of the subsurface a bit more. I'm going to try this random walk version 2, and yeah, I think that's kind of brightening, and I think the subsurface works a bit better in this mode. Okay, so one of these highlights seem a bit strong to me, so I'm going to bring down the specular there as well in the sky dome light. Hopefully that'll render again. Let's click render again to see the result of that. Take another snapshot of that. Okay, see the difference there. The two are the same. So if you see the highlights here, they're not so blown out anymore, a bit more subtle. So it's quite handy to have access to each individual component of the light, of the what effect it has. See there? Softening those, the highlights out a bit. Great. Okay, let's take a look at the depth of field now. So into your camera, Arnold, depth of field, turn it on. For some reason that's not updating. Click render again. But still, I don't think we'll see anything yet. Let's see, nothing yet. So we need to actually give it some aperture. So if I press 1 there, should see, there we go, lots of blur. Focus distance, I think we can change it here also. Yeah, so that's just, it's linked up, see, to the focus, not there. Where is it? In sampling, I think. Focus distance here, so it's kind of just connected up. It's the same thing. You can you can control it from either part. Okay, I preferred where it was. 13.5 I think is good. That arrives just at the kind of surface of the strawberry there. But this, obviously this aperture size is too big. Bring it down to 0.4. So we're just kind of blurring out this background here. Something a bit more subtle. Press H to see that in full scale. And let's take a look at removing some of the noise as well. Cool. So if we come here to properties, sampling. So a lot of the noise here will be coming from the subsurface scattering. So we can bump that up here. Let's take a snapshot of that. Push up the subsurface, samples, and I'm going to bump up the AA samples to 6. Let's try doubling it. There we go, that render's finished for me. Looks really nice and clean. Let's check that out in full screen. So that took about 3.5–4 minutes for me. It's not too bad. I've got a resolution of 1280 by 720, so obviously you can choose whatever you like for your size, but make sure you render a frame at that resolution before you render out the whole sequence, because the times can go up exponentially. Cool. We can also look at, well, we should look at rendering out the sequence, the whole sequence. Yeah, so if let me just double check to see in the fluid mesh what the frames that we have. 38 to 100. Okay, so we'll remember that, and we'll go to render frame range, delete channel, and we'll do 38 to 100. Okay, and the output is where we want our file to go. So we'll save this in our HIP and render folder. Yeah. So I'll just take that root, and then I'll create a new folder. No, we'll just save it right in here. That's fine. HIP render, and then we'll do, let's see, milk version 1 dot, and then remember $F3, and then dot exr, or whatever you want to use, exr, tiff, png. That should be good like that. And then you just click render to disk and wait for your frames to render out. You should get a window pop up to show you the progress of that as well. And once you're done, you can open it. If you go ahead and search for this program called mplay, or image viewer, if you search for the software called image viewer, which comes with Houdini, and then you can drop in this background that we will provide you with as well. Okay, so I've gone, if you press D, just like in Houdini when you go to your display options, and then go ahead and drop in this background. Okay, and then you can export a video. So in here we'll import the sequence, and then you can export a video here.